Hello there, YouTube. This is Wheelchair21, and on today's rolling review, we have NECA's Godzilla 1985, which is the Goji 84 suit. Yes, this is NECA's best attempt, which at least it's not their poorest attempt, at an 85 figure thus far. We've already had certain vinyls created for it, as well as an X Plus statue here and there. But this will be our first articulated version of the actual suit that started the Heisei era. However, I'm still waiting on a goddamn monster art which will be almost shit screen accurate, as coined by the members of Hirotaku's podcast Tokuname News. Anyways, this box is terrible. I've always hated NECA because I'm one to hate these plastic steel cases, even on headsets, even on everything. As a small child, I always got plastic cuts from these things, and I continue to get these even after today. I just don't like it. The box is just crap. I mean, it just shows the Godzilla figure, and I mean, you can't even get it all on there. It even shows Warner Brothers, the Godzilla trademark, NECA. But, I mean, there's no even bio, there's no even description about the movie itself, and I don't like that. They could have done a lot more for this display feature and card, but they kind of cheap out on this plastic wrap, and they make their best attempt at the head. But let's see how great this figure is overall for its points of articulation. Upon opening NECA's Godzilla 1985 figure, or the Return of Godzilla figure, I can say NECA has a well-fit, I should say, amount of articulation they've added to their figures. That's one of the things that is the coolest part of the aspect, is they have a well-assorted array of joints. They have in the hips, the actual knees, and the feet, a segmented tail. It doesn't go as wide array as a monster art would, but I can understand because of how not cheap the figures are made for, but at how cheap they're sold for. I can understand more articulation in the tail would probably make it more expensive. The torso actually has a good array of a turn. It has a full good rotation compared to Monster Arts. The shoulders have a good motion, rotation. The wrists are really tight. The elbows are really tight. The thighs can be a pain in my ass. And the biggest problem are that it seems to have knees in the back. These knee joints seems to be able to bend. But they're so stiff right now, I'm afraid to break the figure. That's one of the qualities I've been hearing from people that buy NECA are when you get whatever type of figure you want, like Aliens, Predator, Pacific Rim. Joints may be tight as hell. And I don't really think, an American product should be so tight that the first day you get it, it should break because you can't even pose the damn thing without putting too much force on it. That's one thing that I hate, but yet Monster Arts have had that issue too, but they've also not had the ability to move as well as they should be as been featured in the film. So I do like that some areas like the arms have more, I should say, torque and flex to them, giving a more realistic flow to how suit actors may have been able to move when not being directed to move like the creature on set. Now, one thing I can say that is really appealing is the head is more accurate than the original initial scans, where the neck was almost up to here, where it would have been off the actual screen, and the head was small as hell. You literally could have just called it Heisei Gabra. Yeah. I mean, that was the one worst thing. Now, the Godzilla 84 head is nothing that you want to look at from the side, even in the actual movie. It was something you always wanted to look at directly on or at a slight angle. And it was something you never wanted to fully have the mouth open, like just right there. You would never want it always that full. You would want it partially open just to emit its nuclear ray because, well, the Godzilla 84 head, you never really saw it twist and turn. It was always stuck, kind of, in this motion, just right here. Never had much flow. Because they also doubled to have an animatronic puppet and an actual regular puppet-like head to perform all the facial features, which were ungodly awful, which could explain why this head is not entirely accurate to the suit. It has a little bit of the qualities built into those animatronics used to display Godzilla the right way. The dorsal fins are amazing on Godzilla. These are nice rubbery plastic and are well featured on the toy. I mean, they kind of just remolded the 94 body a bit. They retooled it a lot just to make it a little bit more pudgier, a little bit more fatter, and to alter the head to fit its predecessor from, 84. I mean, I like it. It's one of my favorites. Godzilla's. It's one of my favorite Godzilla movies. I grew up with, actually, the 84-85 film, watching it on Channel 11, Sunday movie classics, or whatever they called it. So I wanted to get this specifically because it was a part of my childhood. There's no real affordable or good 84 figure out there. This is the best we got until now. So I thank NECA for making the attempt to fix the head mold on their initial release. I thank them for actually wanting to release this figure because, for some reason, Toho and Bandai have been against it, mostly because people expect because the suit was stolen after the actual movie was made. Now, I mean, this is a great figure. It's not as good as a Monster Art. I will await the release of one of those because 84 is one of my favorites, and I would shell out probably $150 just to EMS that SOB and review it if it was a Monster Art. I like it. I'm glad I got it. It's going to be great to have on display in my Godzilla Attacks New York playset. I will say, for our final result, or should I say, for evaluation time, people, you will want this figure if you love 84, if you love 85, if you want to have, one of the probably best-known Heisei Godzillas played throughout the early 90s. This was the one you wanted to get if you had Channel 11. Channel 11 as a channel, and you watch the Sunday movie classics. You want this figure. You'll love this figure. You'll enjoy this figure. It's a great freaking figure based on a great freaking movie from the Godzilla franchise. I mean, the only thing I do hate the figure for is the joints are too damn tight. They're too damn tight, and the suit is just an amalgamation of all of its, actual in-film results of the suit, animatronic head, and puppet head atop the 94 body and mold. They got the foot practically right by having the talons made. They got the body system, the initial core scan of how the suit moved. The arms are actually just a little bit too long, but it overall is really appealing. It's something people will want to have. I don't doubt it. So, if you are a Godzilla fan, you'll pick this up. If you are a NECA fan, you'll pick this up. If you're an 84 fan, you'll pick this up. The only reason I would say someone may not want to pick this up is they're too, I should say, attached to having the X Plus statues, or they're a Monster Arts collector, or they just don't like this film. For some reason, a lot of people tend to not like 84/85, even though it's a really dark and mysterious film with a really godly, horrible-looking Godzilla that just attracts audiences to it for some freaking reason. I mean, hell, it made me spend almost $20 just to buy a miniature Gashapon Super X so I could have it on display in my Godzilla Attacks New York playset. Yeah, I spent $20 for a Gashapon figurine just to display with this figure. I am a terrible excuse of a human being. But hell, I'm in the Godzilla fandom, am I right? Anyways, I recommend this figure. Just because I love 85, 84. I mean, this is pretty much just me doing a somewhat biased review, and I don't care. Because I'm glad I finally got something to one of my favorite movies growing up. And, I mean, I am 50-50 on it, because it doesn't look 100% damn accurate to what I wanted. But I'm able to settle with it for now. You can find this NECA review, as well as my other Godzilla Treadmasters reviews, here on YouTube or HeroTaku.com. You can subscribe, like, comment these videos here, or you can check them out, like I said, on Hirotaku, where you can also comment there. You can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, check out hirotaku.com, I will shamelessly plug that again, where you can like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Now, the cool thing is, this is not my only NECA figure, as I have Legendary Godzilla to review next.